1 Corinthians 1:26 through 27. Brothers and sisters, think of what you were when you were called. Not many of you were wise by human standards. Not many were influential. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. Have you ever felt unqualified for a task that God was asking you to do? I certainly have. A few years ago, I was in Kenya on a mission trip, and I was asked to speak at a church on a Sunday morning, no less. And my first thought was, I'm not the right person for this. I'm not qualified. I'm not a Bible teacher or a speaker. God, I think you've got the wrong person. However, I was the team leader, and I had been encouraging the team to stretch themselves during the week, to do things that they weren't comfortable doing, to let God use them in new ways. And I knew that I needed to lead by example. So I was obedient, and I spoke at the church, and God in my weakness showed up. As I got up to speak, I could feel the Holy Spirit take over and speak through me. And he used me in that moment to speak to his people. It was so powerful. Verse 29 of 1 Corinthians goes on to say that God chose the foolish things and the weak things so that no one may boast. After I spoke in that church, the only thing I could boast in was the power of the Holy Spirit in me. It wasn't too long after I returned from Kenya that the Lord began to stir in me that I should teach in my Bible study class. I had the same thoughts that I did when I was in Kenya of being unqualified and unworthy. But the Lord continued to prompt me, and I remembered what he did when I spoke in Kenya, and that it's not about me, but it's all about him and giving him all the glory. He is faithful to give us what we need to accomplish his calling. He uses the weak, the unqualified, and the foolish things. I have been serving as a Bible study teacher for the last several years, and I can only boast in him and how he uses my weakness to serve others.